Okay, good morning, everyone. It is the morning of Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. A lot of people are discussing whether or not the United States is going to go to war with Iran, whether we're going to join in the Israeli bombing campaign. There's a lot to unpack here, but let me just start with the basics, which is the most important question, which is, are we going to do this? And the answer is very possibly, but not definitely. Let me give you the very possible, and then I'll give you the not definitely part of this. The very possible part of it is for a variety of reasons. One, the United States has moved a bunch of airborne tanker planes from the United States to the Middle East and Europe. These are the big tanker planes that fly up so that our jets and bombers can refuel mid-air. It extends their operational range, allows them to carry more ordnance, things like that. We've sent like 30 or so of these things over there. And we've done that just in the last couple of days. So that's a lot of refueling capacity to move over there. It's possible this could just be to support the Israelis. So it'd be a partial, I guess, partially being involved, but not fully. I think what everyone really means is the United States is going to start firing live ammo at the Iranians. Moving those tankers over there certainly is an indicator that, yes, that's going to happen. We're also moving the Nimitz aircraft carrier and her battle group toward the Persian Gulf. That's obviously a lot of firepower. The Nimitz by herself would constitute one of the probably 10 or 15 most powerful air forces in the world. So moving her and her battle group over there definitely is an indicator that something's about to go down. The United States has also sortied all their ships from the ports in Bahrain. Bahrain is on the wrong side of the Strait of Hormuz. Also, ships that are in port are much more vulnerable to attack. You put them out in the water, they can maneuver, they can use all their defensive capabilities, they can group up in defensive formations. So that appears to be a cautionary maneuver to prepare for the Iranians to attack, which indicates that we may be about to attack them. So there's a second reason. Obviously, Trump has been giving out a lot of rhetoric that indicates that, like demanding unconditional surrender, which obviously has not been thought through. But there goes another reason. There's been a lot of leaks coming out of the White House that we're going to join the fight. There have been other leaks saying no, we're not. But the point is, the evidence that the United States is going to do something is clearly mounting. So that's the reason why I say it is very possible this is going to happen. Also, we know Trump likes to be on the winning side of things, and Israel is winning this war big time. Now, I should point out, I should point out something else. I want to distinguish between an air campaign and a ground invasion. There are no indications whatsoever that the United States is preparing for any kind of ground invasion. We're not moving any infantry units, any armored units. We're not moving, large amounts of artillery or 155 millimeter shells or 5.56 ammo or anything like that. At least nothing that I've seen. So while there appears to be a lot of evidence that we're going to get involved in an air campaign, there's no evidence, none, not a bit, that there will be any kind of ground invasion. Now, that doesn't mean we won't have some boots on the ground. When the United States does a major air campaign, we tend to put in a lot of special forces, and they provide intelligence, they put lasers on targets, they actually communicate via radio with the aircraft to help them guide in their strikes and whatnot. So we may have special forces on the ground, but that's not the same thing as a ground invasion. There are different types of boots on the ground. We'd be talking dozens, maybe a few hundred at most soldiers on the ground versus a full-scale invasion, which would require hundreds of thousands of soldiers. We need 150,000 soldiers just to control, half the country. I doubt we could even control half of it with that amount. Obviously, nothing like that is happening. One other point, on the why it might happen, B-52s. I forgot about this. Several weeks ago, the United States moved a number of B-52 bombers from the United States to Diego Garcia, which is an island base in the Indian Ocean. B-52s usually operate on bombing runs from the United States. They fly up, they do mid-air refueling, they hit their target, they fly back to the United States. This means at most they can do about one mission per day. Moving bombers, and we move several of them to Diego Garcia, would allow multiple strikes per day. So we have moved strategic heavy bombers into place to hit Iran. Okay, so that is the argument for the it is very, very possible. Now, let me give you the argument for why it's not definite. One is that, like I said, the other side of the leaks are people from the White House saying that we're not going to do it. Another reason is that Trump himself is fairly opposed to war and military interventionism. I think he actually has a true moral repugnancy for warfare. He doesn't like the destruction. He doesn't like the violence. You know, he's more of a builder. He likes to build things. He wants to build hotels and country clubs and stuff like that. So I don't think war is something he just generally doesn't like. The other thing is that his base is intensely opposed to any military intervention. His base and also members of his administration, such as J.D. Vance, are extremely opposed to the United States becoming militarily involved anywhere for any reason. Whether or not Iran is working for a nuclear bomb or not does not seem to make any difference. Nothing really seems to make any difference. They fully believe that all warfare, all of it, is fought solely and exclusively for the benefit of the military-industrial complex profit margins. That it's literally, we only go to war for the benefit of Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman and stuff like that. Now, on the real extreme fringe of the right, they believe it's done because it's all a Jewish conspiracy and the Jews just want us to go to war and get killed and all that crazy stuff. Obviously, both of these are ridiculous. If the President of the United States wants to give money to Raytheon or Lockheed Martin, they can just do it in the defense budget. They do not need a war to do it. We give them money every year when we're at peace to build all kinds of stuff. There's absolutely nothing that prevents them from doing that. But nonetheless, right now, I would say that there is a strong political case for Trump to not anger his base by staying out of this war. So, is the United States going to get involved? Final verdict? I don't know. There is a lot of evidence that we're going to. There is certainly some reasons and some evidence that we are not. But ultimately, I would point out that Trump is highly erratic, highly volatile. He changes his mind all the time. He reverses policy all the time, and sometimes changes policy and then changes the change. So trying to predict what he's going to do is a fool's errand. But I would say right now, very possible that we're going to start bombing Iran. There's no possibility of us invading Iran, but there is certainly a realistic chance that that will not happen. Okay, I hope that is clear as mud, and that's normally how things are with the Trump administration. Hope everyone has a good day. Bye-bye.